What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and today's video is one that a lot of you have been asking me to put together for a while, and it has to do with crafting and recalibrating, optimizing exotics, things like that. Because since the introduction of Title Update 15, I've been receiving a lot of messages from new and returning players asking how does the system work. Therefore, today I wanted to take some time, do a standalone video, and answer some of the most commonly asked questions. Now, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. And remember, we are currently having a giveaway for a PlayStation 5. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced on October 2nd of this year. So once again, to be clear, my friends, this is a video truly designed for new and returning players. So first of all, we're going to kind of start at the beginning. So anytime you get a new exotic in the game, and it doesn't matter how you pick the thing up, the first thing you want to do is go to the base of operations, talk to Anaya, and pick up the blueprint. That is the first step in being able to either craft or recalibrate any exotic item or weapon. We are going to start off by talking about all of the exotics pre-Season 9. So we're talking about Lady Death, the Chameleon, Scorpio, Memento Backpack. It doesn't matter how you got these things, whether it was farming or, in seasonal reward tracks. Every exotic before Season 9, and we'll go into details in a moment, but you don't actually craft once you get the blueprint. You're actually just reconfiguring or re-rolling, depending on what you want to call it, the one you currently have. So you can see here, I've highlighted the Merciless, and I'm going to use this weapon. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Merciless, not Ravenous. Merciless. I've chosen this as my example because you can see, it has maxed out rifle damage, maxed out crit hit chance, but the crit hit damage is far from being perfect. Now, when it comes to maxing that out, I obviously have options. I can try to farm for another one. I can, optimize the thing, but that will take a lot of resources. So another option, and this is where there's a little bit of confusion in regards to crafting versus reconfiguration, is I can reconfigure the weapon. However, when I do that, what that means is the one that I currently have will be completely deconstructed and they'll give me a new one. But what that also means is it could be a roll that's not as good as the one I currently have. Now, if I choose to reconfigure the item, the first thing I'm going to do is select the item. And the game warns you if it's marked as a favorite. It says, hey, you know what? This is a favorite. Are you sure you want to do this? And my answer is going to be yes, because I want to give you an example of what it looks like. Now you can see at this point, it says, with the X button, I can craft the weapon. And when I do so, once again, to be clear, it completely and totally destroys the other one and gives me a new one in its place. You can see here, this roll isn't as good. Well, it kind of is. I guess it's a little more balanced, but nothing is maxed out. So once again, when you reconfigure something, it is totally luck of the draw. Now at this point, once you actually have a version of the weapon or item that you like, the first thing I recommend doing is go to that item and mark it as a favorite. I have heard from so many people, I've done this myself, I forget to mark something as a favorite, accidentally mark it as trash, delete it. So again, do not let that happen, my friends. Mark it as a favorite right away. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this reconfiguration aspect applies to most of the exotics pre-Title Update 15. So, I'll use the Coyote's Mask and the Vile Mask as an example here. You can see once again I have to select it. Now in this case I'm not going to reconfigure these because I really like the rolls, but once again you have to break down the one you have in order to get a new one. However, with these new exotics in Season 9, and this, my friends, is why there's been a lot of confusion and why I'm putting this video together, but with the 3 new exotics in Season 9, which are the Catharsis, the Blue Screen, and the Dread Edict, you do not need to break anything down. You can just craft them, so that way if you do not have one you want, you can keep going over and over until you actually get the one you need. Once again, my friends, I want to show you an example. When I try to click on Coyote's Mask, I only have the option of selecting it, and it says, hey, do you want to break it down? My answer is no, because I like this roll. However, as we go up to the Catharsis, you can see with the X button, I can craft this right away. Therefore, I can just keep on crafting until I get the one I want. And what's great about that is then you're not going to need to worry about getting a roll that's not as good as the one you currently have. So we can, oh, this thing's a monster. Perfectly gog rolled. Look at that. Wow. I don't know if that's ever happened on the first shot before. But anyway, clearly I'm going to mark this as a favorite. As I said before, just, make sure, like on Xbox, you hit the right trigger, hit it as favorite, and you're good to go. Now, you'll also see that when I go to my inventory, I have a second Catharsis Mask. So that way I can decide which I want to keep and which I want to get rid of. And remember, when we go back to the Merciless, you have no choice whatsoever, my friends. The game says, well, I hope you like this. If not, you're going to have to reconfigure it again, which brings up a question a lot of you are asking, and that is, is. Will the game be taking this option away with the new exotics, or will they actually allow you to do the same thing with the old ones? Now, I hope it's, the answer is B. I would love to be able to do this with old exotic weapons as well. However, at this point, we have no idea what the answer is going to be. However, as always, as soon as I have any more information, I will pass it along. Now, one thing I want to make sure I mention as I wrap this video up is that one of the benefits of being able to do this with these new exotics is that you could craft 20, let's say, blue screens, then donate them into your expertise system, then you'll be proficient in the blue screens. So I strongly suggest, if you have the resources, craft as many as you can, donate them directly. You can donate the item individually, that's what you want to do. Then you can be proficient in these items, because in my opinion, it's going to be a grind regardless of how you try to become proficient with anything in this game. So having this little edge right now can help. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the section down below and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. And as I start to wrap this video up, I want to touch base on one more thing, and that has to do with previous seasonal exotics. Now, about a month ago, I put together a video explaining how to farm for everything, and I'll leave a link to that video in the description down below. But one of the things I mentioned is that every exotic from every seasonal reward track is in the general loot pool, including the ones that are in this current season. So let's say if you're only at season level 50 and you're still trying to get the Catharsis, there is a chance for it to drop anywhere the mask is the targeted loot, or it could just randomly drop whenever you're playing the game. That's the thing. Obviously your chances are better when you're in an area where it's the targeted loot, or you can go to Countdown or the Summit and set your loot to masks. And by the way, the reason I'm bringing this up is that some people believe that you have to have a previous seasonal exotic in your inventory for it to drop. That is not the case. Everything is in the general loot pool when it comes to the previous seasonal exotics, so anything you're looking for, you can still pick up. With all that being said, I want to take a moment as always and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel. We just cracked 35,000 subs. I'm so humbled by your support, and as always, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know in the section down below. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, but most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.